welcome back to Open, everyone. You know, we're always inviting you to get social with us. That's right. Tweet us at BronxNetTV, and while you're there, tweet me too at Rhina Valentin. Our next guest is a poet and rapper originally from Harlem that witnessed many things early in life that shaped the man that he is today. And after his father's passing, he began writing poetry to help cope with the pain, and later pursued music as a way to push himself into another realm of writing. And joining us to tell us more about his music and writing journey, please welcome Chy Boogie. Hello, Chy.
Hey,
this seems to be the show of basically, let's keep it real, let's put it on the table, and let's just share with everyone that if we can do it, you can do it too.
Absolutely.
And so I find it very fascinating because we didn't book the show deliberately like that. It just kind of manifested itself into being what it is. And so we're going to roll with this. And I also appreciate the fact that you also have chosen to just be transparent in your storytelling, right?
Yes.
So you come from a rough background.
Born and raised in Harlem. It's really important for people to understand you have to be yourself. Where I'm from, it was frowned upon to want to stand up for what you might want to believe in. If certain things weren't instilled in you, it was frowned upon.
Okay, so when you're saying frowned upon, what are we talking about? We're talking about your domesticated values versus your independence, or the circumstances versus your independence? Right? You understand where I'm coming from, right? It's like, okay, you're raised a certain way, and then this is who I want to be, or subjected to certain things, and this is who I want to be.
Either or. Either or fits, honestly. Seen a lot.
Well, how much you want to share? I mean, you know.
Well, I mean, ask me.
Well, you know, I mean, you come from a rough background.
Yeah.
What kind of household were you raised in? Was it neglect? Was it, you know,
it wasn't,
just disregard? Just because we were caught up in addiction? You know, like that's what I'm asking. I'm like, you want to go in there? We can go in there.
Sure.
All right.
Yes. Wasn't anything that of that level of addiction. It's just the neighborhood I grew up in.
Right.
Was heavy in the streets. It was very easy to get snatched up, and that lane for you to go veer and do something else was very small. That window of opportunity was very hard to come by unless you stood up and went and did something else for yourself, right?
Right. So we're talking about the streets mostly, right? Not the immediate household, right? And so let's talking about the streets, right? And then in order to be down, you have to be a certain way, right? And in order to feel, let's say, protected, you have to be and operate a certain way. And then when you come in with this, it's kind of discouraged, right? And that's where the frowning upon that you're referencing. All right, so now we're clear. Now, so how were you able to overcome that?
So once I hit high school, I hit a different plateau in myself. Like, I was just like a different platform. I was able to express myself freely, and my teachers just let me flourish into whatever I wanted to be, as long as everyone else. And I just always been the type of person to encourage versus not.
So just to be clear, so we're talking, all this pressure was being placed upon you prior to even getting into high school.
Yeah.
And it was in high school that you were able to just kind of release yourself. What did you do? How were you able? I mean, didn't you still have to walk through certain blocks and see certain people? So.
No, I'm good. I'm good wherever I go. I don't have any problems with anybody.
Right, you look like a chameleon type, right? That kind of like, hey, you know, let's just all love each other.
Always.
Right, but then when you're dealing with the hard guys.
I mean, there's ways around everything, right?
Right.
You know, just because one way works doesn't mean another way won't work.
Well, how were you able to influence them, right? Because in the end, you become an influence.
Well, we try.
Right.
We try by leading by example.
Right.
I have a brand called Create Harmony, and it's basically whatever it is that makes you you, or whatever is your thing, you have to want it with all your heart and all your might and just do it. People are often discouraged because they don't have their family behind them or their friends that they grew up with. Really, like they're
the support system, right? Because it does make a difference,
yeah, of course.
right? But you at the end of the day, you know, you got to come in wholeheartedly, believe in yourself, and the rest will follow.
Absolutely.
Right. How old are you?
I'm 29.
Oh my gosh, I'm like high school. I'm like, you look like you just came out of high school.
Yeah, really?
No, I'm kidding. I live in denial, so I'm like, oh, I'm tossing over there.
Got him.
Oh, like the kids say now, Gotti.
Got it.
That's probably outdated now too, because I try to keep up with the Ebonics. But moving on.
Yes.
And so I know you're gonna like spit some stuff for us today. I don't even know if that's the right term, but it's beautiful that you were able to take your poetry and now fuse it into your music, which means that it's going to be some kind of profound messaging. And the reason I say that is because most poetry comes from a really deep place.
Yes.
Right. So before we go, let's talk about it because you're going to debut your new single.
Yes, new single I'm debuting is called Too Live. On this entire project that it's on, I produced and wrote it myself, and it's called Trips. Trips, basically, I'm taking everything to a whole nother level, trying to incorporate more of a mainstream sound without losing myself too much. Better upbeat tempos and just keeping the delivery I have.
Right.
Yes.
Right, because it's all about the hook anyway, and then you slip in the
it.
transformative messaging. Yeah, all right.
Hey.
And we're going to get a taste of that. But before we do, stay tuned because Bobby C's weekly sports roundup is coming up next. Don't go anywhere.